Hi everybody, this is Tori from the KirkToriStory, and we currently are on the ocean liner Queen Mary number 2 with the Cunard line, and we are in cabin 6208. And for here we just enter with our room key. We can see the beautiful cabin that we have for the next 68 days. So right off the bat, you can see that it's a very bright cabin, and one thing I do want to point off right off is that this is one of their sheltered cabins with the sheltered balcony. So I'll go into more detail about that in a few minutes. So we have a queen bed, which is 2 twins that are pushed together, and on either side of the bed you would note that you have a lamp and a little bit of storage for whatever you want to put on your night table, and there's a small mirror on either side, but there is no plug or USB ports on these particular ones, which is a difference between other cruise ships and this one. And in this sheltered balcony cabin, we have a sofa here and a little table. And on the other side here, we have room for our desk, a few of our paperwork, and we have a fridge and lots of storage here. So I do want to point out the plugs that we have. So there are different conversions of plugs here, and we also have some plugs over here. This is all that you have in this particular cabin. And now we'll go off into the sheltered balcony. So everybody has a question about these sheltered cabins. I think they are amazing. So right off the bat, you'll note that there's a ton of square footage, and you have this giant wide kind of portal window. Let's try to give you a perspective here. When you turn around, you can see how deep this sheltered balcony cabin is. So we have 2 very comfortable chairs. We have a table. It's very small, but it's good enough to have drinks. It's completely sealed in, so even if there were a storm outside, it would be very comfortable. And what I do find in this is that we don't hear our neighbors, unless of course they're slamming the door. You can't hear them, you can't see them. So on a typical balcony where you're open, you usually hear people, but in this sheltered cabin, we don't hear anything. So you just step out. You're not bothered by anybody. You really have a good view. And currently we are on our way to Darwin, Australia, and we left yesterday from Cairns. A beautiful day outside. The other thing to note is that you're not going to get any direct sunshine in this cabin, which is also a difference between other balconies that you may have experienced. Okay, so onward back into cabin 6208 on the Queen Mary 2. So it's a fairly large room. I believe it's just over 250 square feet. And I do want to point out that there are magnetic walls, so you can bring stuff to hang some of your daily programs, for example. So just want to point out that you do get a daily program each and every day, and it's filled with all of the different activities. Everything's listed out for you, tells you when and where to get food, for example. And if you happen to have dietary needs, in particular maybe a plant-based food menu, they have specific menus for that. And they have lots of different opportunities for where you would get bar service or room service. Room service is actually free here too, and you get a voyage guide with all the information that you need. So you don't really have to panic when you are coming on to the Cunard for the very first time, so the Queen Mary. Okay, so we have a lot of closet space here. So there's space above, there's space below, you do get a safe, you get little slippers, you have pretty deep cupboards here. So here's a span of my hand. The cupboards are very deep here, and we have another space here. This one's a little bit awkward where you have to actually pull out all of your clothes. And we put our laundry bag over here in the corner. Now we will visit the washroom. So again, nice and spacious. So we have room in the corner for some storage. Of course, the towels. Our little garbage can is just located, it's a built-in. And we have lots of storage underneath. It does come with soap, it comes with lotion, it comes with little trays. We put usually our stuff, instead of using the glasses, we just put our stuff that we need in the glasses. It's just really convenient for us. There's really nowhere to put your loofahs if that's what you use, but they do supply shampoo, and they have bath and shower gel, and that conditioner there is what we got from a hotel just before we got here. There is a little clothesline in here. Shower is very it's like a sturdy stream, I guess you can call it that. It's not weak. It's nice and hot. I've never had any problem with the temperature or anything. But anyway, that is our cabin 6208 on Cunard's Queen Mary 2. I hope you liked the tour. Thanks for watching.